Okay, last question. Am I treating my users like a dumbass? This sounds really strange, and I'll explain what I mean by this. So, on the left here, you'll see the Amazon app for Android. And what happens is that when you select an item and you click on Add to Cart, you'll see this pop up and it'll tell you that item was added to cart. Yeah, I know because I just pressed on that button. And then it asks you if you want to go to cart or if you want to continue shopping. Now, this is a pattern that you see actually on a lot of e-commerce apps. And I want to make the case to you that this is not what you want to do. Because by clicking on the add to cart button, I already know that I've added it to cart. You don't have to show me a pop-up. And if I wanted to go to the cart, I will click on the cart button. But otherwise, I would continue shopping. Now, the reason why I think it's bad is because if I was intent on buying 10 things, and every single time I added something to cart, I have to be confronted with this pop-up asking me, do I really want to continue shopping? Maybe I've indulged in my shopping behavior a little bit too much. So every single time you show this pop-up, you're asking the user to stop what they're doing and reevaluate. And similarly, this is another example of this in the Jamie Oliver recipe app. And what happens here is that when you are in a particular recipe and you click on add to shopping list, it actually sends you a pop-up saying, do you want to add the ingredients for Thai green curry for 2 people to your shopping list? Add. I mean, that's what I wanted to do when I pressed that button. I don't know why I feel like an idiot having to confirm my action, given that it wasn't like I just entered the nuclear codes or something. And similarly, it does the same thing when you press on the delete all button in your shopping list. This is not my bank details we're talking about. It's so not a big deal. And by interrupting my flow, instead, you prevent the users from having a good user experience. So when you're doing this in your app, this is essentially what you're saying to your users. You are stupid and you should feel bad. And nobody wants to feel bad or feel stupid. So don't do this. Now, this is a quote from one of my favorite books, and it says that a person enters a highly productive mental state by working in harmony with her tools. Interrupting a user's flow for no good reason is stopping the proceedings with idiocy. And this is why this particular design pattern is called the idiot design pattern, because you're designing your app for idiots, essentially. And this is from a book called About Face by Alan Cooper and some other people. And it's a really good book on interaction design if you're interested. Now, how should you implement this? Well, this is the Amazon app for iOS. And what happens here is that when you click on Add to Cart, you'll see an image of your item fall into your cart, and there will be a badge on that cart to show that there's one extra item in there and that it's not empty. So now you're free to choose either to go to cart and check out, or you can continue shopping. But nobody forced a pop-up on you to confirm that action because you already did so by pressing on the button. So this is a way better way of implementing that same functionality without the idiot pattern. So think about your own designs and think about your own app. Are you treating your users with respect? Are you treating them as the intelligent individuals that they are? So try to take your users' actions at face value and try to avoid this if you can.